Hi there, welcome back to the formulaic approach. Now in this video we are going to talk about the male reproductive system. Alright, so we already know what the reproductive system is. It's basically a system of organs that work together to produce or ensure continuity of life, to produce another organism known as an offspring. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the male reproductive system, that is a particular system that ensures continuity of life but that is associated with the male. Okay, now it is quite different from that of the female, not even quite, it is very different from that of female. Okay, so we are going to be looking at the structures and the parts and their functions. Okay, now if you ask to draw the male reproductive organ, the parts or male reproductive system rather, the most important parts that you must show include: number one, the testes. The testis. Okay, you can show only one. Okay, so singular is testis with the I, plural is testis with the E. Then you need to show the spermatic duct. The spermatic duct. Now the spermatic duct is also called the vas deferens. Okay, it's called the vas deferens. Vas deferens. Then you would also need to show the prostate gland, the prostate gland, and you will also need to show the Cowper's gland. Now these guys, they both add secretions to the product of this guy. The testis is the one that manufactures the sperm. The sperm is stored temporarily in a part of that testis, the whole thing, called the epididymis. And from this epididymis, once the sperm is needed for fertilization, it moves through the vas deferens, goes through the prostate gland, then through the Cowper's gland. These guys add secretion which amounts to what we call the semen. Okay, so the entire thing you actually bring out when you ejaculate is the semen, and that semen is just the fluidal portion that these guys, prostate gland and Cowper's gland, add to your sperm, with the chief component coming from the prostate gland, and the testis is the one that produces the actual egg sperm cells, the actual cells, the sperm cells inside the semen. Then of course you should show the urethra. Now the reason why the urethra is very important is because it serves dual function in the male. It is in the reproductive system and it's also in the urinary system. So it's acting as an outlet for both urine and the sperm. Then the last, you must show the entire external genitalia called the penis. So let me draw the structure and show you how they all look. So as I'm drawing it, I'm going to also recounting the functions. Okay. So I'm going to be drawing the external genitalia of the male. So this place has a flap of skin called the prepuce. Okay, this side is called the prepuce. Then okay, now it leads, and it's connected to a sac here called the scrotal sac. This is called the scrotum. Okay, the scrotum. Now the scrotum, I'm going to draw the scrotum. I'm going to enlarge it and show you what it looks like. Okay, the scrotum. Now this one is going to come directly from the urinary bladder, which is here. So urinary bladder leads directly into this place. So you can already tell that this guy is going to be the urethra, isn't it? It's going to be the urethra. This guy is the urethra, okay? So then there is the testis here, okay? All right. So these are the basic structures that we have in the male reproductive system. So now this one here is called the testis. This entire thing here is called the testis. Now I'm showing one here, okay? Now there is a tissue that covers this place, okay? And that is called the tunica albuginea. The tunica albuginea. I told you I'm going to enlarge this and show you the internal structures, okay? So now this guy here is the glans penis. This is the glans penis. The glans penis. There's also the cross penis. Just around here, there's the cross penis. Then this is the urethra. This is the urethra. There are blood vessels here. There are blood vessels here. Okay? There are blood vessels. This guy is richly, provided with blood vessels, and it gets hardened. It hardens by the inflow of blood. Okay, by blood supply. That is how the erection occurs. The blood vessels flow into the blood. Blood flows into the blood vessels that are here, and it becomes hard. Okay, so this guy here. Now keep in mind they only cross each other. They don't pass through each other. This thing that I just drew here, they don't pass through each other. They only cross each other. Okay. It's not like one is entering one and the other. No, that's why I drew their tubes separately. This one here that comes from this place here is the epididymis. So the tube that arises from the epididymis is the spermatic duct, which is the vas deferens. Okay, also called the vas deferens. Then the vas deferens goes through the urinary. This is the urinary bladder. This is the urinary bladder. Now, from which the urethra begins its journey. The urethra begins its journey. Now, you're going to notice that they join at a portion here, right? This guy here is called this guy here is called the seminal vesicle. This guy is called the seminal vesicle. Okay? And this one is the one that is called the Cowper's gland. Then there is another bigger gland here that enlarges or continues to grow as the man grows. Okay, it grows as the man grows. It enlarges as the man grows. It continues growing. That's what I mean. Okay, this guy is called the prostate gland. Prostate gland, not prostrate. Okay, prostate gland. Now it's very important to know about this guy because it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. It makes it difficult for a man to urinate as the man grows older. If you have ever seen an old man wanting to urinate, you see that he's standing for a longer time than you, a younger man, because as his prostate enlarges, it shrinks or it presses on this urethra. It presses on that urethra walls and makes it shrink. It shrinks it a little bit. So because of that, it makes urination a little harder. But this guy here is the Cowper's gland that has secretions that it adds to the semen that is produced or released here. Now, this is the seminal vesicle, and this guy here is the prostate gland. Notice the tube passes into it or through it before it gets to this place. So these are the parts that are very important. Remember, the sperm are produced here, and the sperms are stored in the epididymis. Okay, so let's quickly look at the testis and how it looks like. So I'm going to enlarge the testis now, like this. Then the spermatic duct is going to go from here. Okay, so this here is the epididymis. Now the epididymis has what looks like wire-like network. Okay, these are just tubes. They are just tubes. Now the testis is divided into lobes like this, okay? Now inside each one we have what is called seminiferous tubules, okay? Seminiferous tubules. Okay? The space between them is called the septa or septum. It's not showing. is called the septum. All right? So that's the septum. Then I said these tubes here are called the seminiferous tubules. Now, the seminiferous tubules, yeah, how are you? Good afternoon. The seminiferous tubules actually have what is called the Leydig and the Sertoli cells. They are rich with the Leydig cells. The Leydig cells, take him out. Miracle, take him out. The Leydig cells and the Sertoli cells. They have the Leydig cells and the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells. Now, the follicle stimulating hormone. Remember, these are the two hormones that are important in sexual maturation. They are called the FSH and the LH. So, like I said, the follicle stimulating hormone is the one that stimulates the Sertoli cells to produce sperm. So it is actually the Sertoli cells that produce sperm. Okay? They produce spermatozoa. And what stimulates them? The follicle stimulating hormone. They produce sperm from spermatids. Spermatids are the sperm that are produced in sperm cells. Then they mature. They get differentiated. The process of that maturation is called cell differentiation. So those sperms mature and become spermatozoa. Then we have the Leydig cell. The luteinizing hormone is the one that, stimulates the Leydig cell to produce testosterone. Okay, the testosterone is the one that stimulates male sexual characteristics. Okay, so the point is that there are seminiferous. So the sperm is produced inside where? Inside the seminiferous tubules. Don't forget, the sperm is produced inside the seminiferous tubules. Then there is a layer, a portion here. We call it the rete testis. The rete testis. Now, the rete testis, we said is the rete testis. Let me put it here. No, let's put it up. This is the rete testis. So the rete testis is the one that connects the epididymis to the it actually connects the seminiferous tubules to the rete testis is the link between the seminiferous tubules and what is called efferent ducts. Okay, the efferent testis. The efferent testis are the ones that go out to meet the epididymis. Okay. So, the rete testis is where the sperm first moves to before going out through the efferent and then enters the epididymis and to the vas deferens. So then, there is a flap that covers them here, and that is the tunica albuginea. Okay, the tunica albuginea that I labeled here. Right, so that's basically it. So, sperm produced there moves through, stored in the epididymis, moves through the vas deferens and into the urethra. So that is the male reproductive structure for you. In the next video, I'll talk about the process of sperm production known as spermatogenesis. Do well to subscribe to the channel. God bless you.